afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our stream, our Friday afternoon stream. Again, I'm Michelle Cordero, Education Director for ASIS Massage Education. And today we are going to be featuring one of our most recent alumna. Her name is Monica. She's from graduated from our Mesa campus. And when I mean recent, I mean like within April this month. And so I just wanted to get a chance to chat with her a little bit about her experience, particularly some advice maybe that she might have for other students who are considering, other people considering the program and wondering how they're going to balance life, work, school, and everything else. And we'll find out some fun things that she learned along the way, hopefully, and find out what her plans are for after she gets her license. So without further ado, let's chat with Monica. So hello, Monica.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me today. I feel very fortunate. You've graduated, and I was like, oh no, she's graduating, she's going away. And then I've seen you like 5 times since, and now we get to chat and have like a long, nice conversation. So I'm really lucky. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
So first, how does it feel like not having to be at school every day? Is like your life changed completely just in the last couple weeks?
I miss it so much. It's like now I have all this free time in my evenings. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to cook now. Now I have to take care of my husband. It was a lot more fun when I was in school.
Yeah. It's like
learning and stuff. Right. But no, it's good. I just miss being there. Just the vibe from everyone and hanging out with everyone and learning. But it's been a nice year. It was good.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about. I'll pick your brain a little on how the topsy-turviness of this past year has been, and how you started like right at the height of everything. So I got to pick your brain about that. But tell us a little bit how you got into massage therapy, because you have an interesting background with some of the your careers and kind of some turns and changes that you've had. So how did you get to us?
So I have always gone in to get a little bit of pampering for myself and get a little massage here and there. I suffer from aches and pains, and I know that it helps me tremendously. And a few years back, I got my aesthetics license, and I thought, well, why not? I should get my massage therapy license too. And that way I can combine both of them and then be able to pamper others and have them experience everything that I've been experiencing, everything that I've been experiencing when I go in. So I said, why not? So I went and I toured the school, and I absolutely fell in love with the school, the vibe, everything. So I signed up right on the spot.
Nice. We call you our unicorn students. Every time someone does that, we're like, woo, like they're ready. And I don't know this or not, but I'm having a feeling you probably had all your paperwork ready to go.
I went in with my little folder, and I had everything ready to go, and I was asking questions and calling Claire all the time.
Yeah. I love it. It's so fun. So do you use your aesthetics right now, or are you kind of waiting to kind of put the two together once you have your licenses?
So I was, but due to the pandemic, I decided to just hold back a little bit and then just focus on school.
Okay.
I do practice on my family members, my girls live here and all that. So I was practicing on them. Even the hubby got to experience a little bit of a facial too.
Nice.
But because of the pandemic, I just figured it'd be best to hold off on that.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So what about your plans like coming into school versus what you think you might be doing now? Are you still on the same track of like when you signed up, I want to be this kind of massage therapist, I want to work on this population? And did that kind of change for you as you learned different modalities or learned more about yourself or the field?
So I think that in the very beginning, I think I shared this with you when I was leaving school. Every mod was my favorite mod. Oh my gosh, I love this. I have to sign up for more classes, and I need to learn more and more and more. And I think that my mindset from the very start was to combine the aesthetics license with the massage therapy and kind of just give my clients the spa treatment and that spoiling and pampering, and just have them feel like that day is just fabulous just for them.
Right.
And I think that my mindset is still that, but now that I've learned so many different modalities, I really would like to focus on lymphatics, and Swedish, of course, that we start off with that. But
Yeah.
just kind of incorporate whatever it is that the client is needing at that time. And I would like to learn some more about Thai. I really fell in love with that. I experienced so many benefits from having that done on myself. And even as I mentioned to you before, with Maciel being my case study,
Yeah.
everything that I was having done to me with peers that we were learning each of the modalities, all these were so beneficial for her. And seeing the results with her and feeling the results with myself, it's like, well, why not? I can totally make other people feel fabulous and wonderful. And so I definitely want to stick with that. So I'll be doing some more continuing education courses in Thai and just adding a little bit more. Definitely the cranial sacral therapy, all those lymphatic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. And we had, it was last, I'm just confusing my weeks, but I think it was last week. I had the live stream. I featured Christine, our Tucson campus case study teacher. And we talked a little bit more about what case study was. So if anyone's watching now and wondering what that is, go check our playlist on our YouTube channel. But I want to dive into this a little bit more. I know like this wasn't really on the list of questions we were talking about, but I love that you said this. And I forgot to put this on my forefront to think about it with Thai being so beneficial. And we just had a conversation today because the daytime students here are doing Thai at the moment. And Marina, the instructor here on this campus, was saying, is there any way we can do like a Thai clinic and just have like, all the clients that week is going to be for Thai and whatever. So we're trying to figure out ways to get clients to sign on for it. And I think there's sometimes an impression, of course, if you don't know what the modality is, feels like, oh, it's a little stretching, maybe a little this on the, relaxing thing, but what's it really going to do for me? And I think a lot of, because it's new, right? If someone doesn't know what it is and it's a Eastern modality and we're more used to the Western modalities, like what would you say, or what was your impression with trying to did you have to talk your daughter into it a little bit more? Or what could somebody say trying to talk someone into trying it when all they're used to is like that deep tissue stuff or Swedish style massage or something like that? I guess I have like 5 questions within that one question. Did it surprise you that it was as effective as it was in the response you got and how you felt about it too? And I guess how would we talk other people into trying it, knowing that it was really beneficial for many reasons?
I think number one, communication, for sure. Just informing the client or the person that you're working with, if it's a family member or your case study, telling them how beneficial it is. I didn't know much about it when we started. And when I was getting all those stretches, and it's not the same as when you're doing your yoga poses and all these things. I mean, you're getting help into getting into different positions and stretching different parts of your body that probably you're not able to stretch on your own. And it helped me tremendously because I have fibromyalgia and also have back problems. And yeah, the list goes on. But anyways, my daughter, when she came in for one of the clinics, I said, we're going to try Thai today because I'm in Thai and I really need to practice and let's do this. You're fully dressed. Get on the floor because we have these floor mats and they're just very comfortable. Just get on there and let's just start stretching. And she was all for it. And as soon as we started, she was like, oh, that feels really good. Oh, that feels amazing. And I'd like to add to that when my husband came in, him too, I made him have a Thai massage. And I think that when we're not in massage therapy or we don't know much about what happens behind the scenes of what massage therapists do, we just automatically think, okay, well, I'm getting a massage. I have to take everything off and get under the covers and start digging deep, do as much as you possibly can. And there's just so many different modalities that I think that us as massage therapists, we can share that information, share that knowledge, make your own YouTube channel or share videos or pamphlets, whatever you have, so that you can help your clients learn a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
And my husband became a believer and so did my daughter. Yeah. They absolutely loved it after the first session. So then I think that if I was to have a client in the future to where I felt like they were going to benefit from it, maybe I would do just like a little intro on the table and then just transfer on to doing whatever else, like Swedish or lymphatic or whatever. I think that that's what's so wonderful about all the modalities that we learned at school, that you can combine a little bit of each and just customize the massage for your client. So,
Right. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and you make a good point. It doesn't have to be a full hour of Thai massage either, although that would be wonderful and fabulous. But yeah, there's ways that we all integrate all the pieces together. So I like that. I like to see when students do that. I'm like, could I work this here and could I work this here? And I hear it a lot with like hot stones. Do you think I can just incorporate a little bit into my this kind of work and that work and this stretching, would that work here? So I love seeing those light bulb moments happen for people and like trying to put all the pieces together. So it's really cool. So and I see it. I saw it with you, your whole program for sure. Which we got onto a late start with me getting to know you a little bit because you started your very first class online. That must have been an experience. Luckily, you were with one of the greats, Carl, one of our greatest instructors that we've ever crossed the threshold here. So I know he was great in giving you guys lots of information and practice time, and you had such a great support system at home, helping you with being bodies and such. But what was your experience through all that? Was there any point in time where you're like, why did I do this now? And how am I going to do this? And what's going to happen? Or did you just trust the process?
I had to trust the process because quitting is too easy. And I'm not going to quit. So I was up for the challenge. I was like, let's do this. I don't know how it's going to work. Like, how are we going to do a massage or learn anything through Zoom, like, or on the camera? Like, I don't know. How am I going to set this up, set up the table? How am I going to position everything? Are they going to be able to see if I'm in a proper stance? Am I using the proper posture? Am I doing it correctly? Am I using my hands correctly? And I just had to trust the process. It wasn't easy, but I think that with the support system from here, everybody was just like on board, like, yeah, we'll be there for you. We'll be your model. Definitely the school, you and everybody at the school, the whole entire staff was just so accommodating, and we made it work. And at first it was just like, okay, I have to take the online class, but wait, I have to be on the camera, and kind of new to this, but I got it, and it got done. So even though it wasn't easy, it was done, and we had a wonderful support system from the school. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for those words. Yeah, I always have to give it to you guys for sticking with it and letting us know too. I think many of the students during, especially the height of the pandemic and the complete shutdown, they were very vocal. Sometimes frustratingly so, which I totally understood it, but they let us know this is what we need and this is how we can be more successful here, and giving us feedback all the time. So I really appreciate that from all the students. We can only get better, right, when we can support everybody better. So but coming back onto campus, how was that? Was that like kind of, like you didn't really know how to dip your toes in the water there, or?
It was fabulous. It's always going to be so much better when you have the hands-on, and I'm a hands-on learning. And of course I had to take my notes. So I'm watching, I'm drawing my famous stick figures.
Yes.
I'm banned from the Massage Olympics. I cannot draw anymore, but I had to be there. I had to be there in person so that I could just, okay, they're doing this, and he's moving the arm this way, and this, that, and the other. So I think hands-on and being there in person was just a complete life changer. Yeah. But of course, under the circumstances, being on camera and being able to interact with other students and with the staff, you're able to do it. It can be done. It's not it's not impossible. You just have to be flexible, and you have to be patient and give your all, give your 100%, because this is all you. It depends on you.
Yeah.
So it got done.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you were a night student, right? And because you had a job during the day. And so building on that with what you're saying now, like sometimes, we get people are like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, or people thinking about joining and saying, or going to any program, going back to school at all. It doesn't have to be massage therapy, wondering how am I going to do this? Do you have any tips and tricks for that? And to think about like your year program, like, how am I going to do this for a whole year? What was some of your take from that?
If this is something that you really want, invest the time for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. So make sure that you read up. If you're not good at it, read up on it. Use your
Mhm.
time management. Use your time wisely.
Yeah.
Because when you are there at the school, try to absorb all that information that you can, whether you're day or night. We're only there for 3.5 hours. Try to
Mhm.
get all the information that you possibly can from senior students, from your instructors, from everyone and anyone that is there, because it will
Mhm.
help you. They're there to help you. Everyone is there to help you.
Yeah.
And I just think that you just have to make the best of it.
Mhm.
Just make sure that, I had a full-time job. I mean, I have a full-time job. So I had to talk to my boss and make sure that I was off at 5 so that I could go straight to school and be there on
Mhm.
time. That's another thing. Be on
Yeah.
time. Do
Yeah.
not interrupt the class and show up late. And, it's just very distracting for everyone else. And that
Mhm.
kind of happened a few times when I was there. And it's like, oh, don't do that, please. But use your time management, and it can get done. So when we started, there was only 3 of us, of the students.
Mhm.
And before the pandemic, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, and it was Saturday during the day.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened and the time completely changed. Our schedule changed. So Saturdays, it was more of the online, the classes and the quizzes and all
Mhm.
that, and a lot of homework. And when that got transitioned over to all of our classes being online and then being in person Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so that we could take our classes and do our clinics on Thursday, that was fabulous. So then I can
Mhm.
tell you that what I did was, throughout the week, I would just log in to see whatever homework I needed to do, whatever chapters I
Mhm.
needed to read. I'd highlight everything, just do everything that I possibly could to get that out of the way. And that way I could be at the school 100%, but not thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to turn this in and I forgot to do this and I forgot to do that.
Uh-huh.
Just divide your time. It can be done.
Mhm.
Work your day job, that's fine. But then when you're at the school, make sure that you're absorbing everything that you possibly can from your instructors, and then
Mhm.
use whatever time in between to do your homework. Don't do it at the school. I mean,
Yeah.
you're missing out on all the information that you're learning from the teacher
Mhm.
at that
Yeah.
moment. And
Right.
then Saturdays, I set aside completely to just finish on my homework or do whatever I could because everything needed to be
Mhm.
submitted by then. So
Yeah.
I try to be on top of things just because I didn't want to turn anything late. I didn't want to lose points. And
Mhm.
yeah, I'm a little bit strict with myself about that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that I made the best of it. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you kind of have to, right? They say, like, if you're starting a workout program, you should put it on your schedule that you're going to be going to
Yes.
the gym at this and this and time. So we tell the students this with the online work. It's if you don't put that down in your calendar, and we actually started this in orientation, since you've started, I hand them a calendar and like, here, we're going to block these out. Hopefully that helps some students a little bit, but I know we're all human, right? It's so easy to say, oh, we'll do it later, we'll get to it. And then if it just doesn't happen, it's one of those, I think it's Brian Tracy that came up with it, one of those motivational speakers about eating the frog. You got to do the things you don't want to do necessarily, but you were pleasantly surprised, hopefully, that, hey, this is helping my hands-on work as well, right? And this
Right.
is giving me the background for what I need to really make the most out of my hands-on classes. So that was our intention behind all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I know sometimes it's like, homework seems like such a drag, but hopefully.
And I'm such a nerd. I miss the homework.
Yeah. I'm going to say one of my favorite in high school, I loved doing math homework, and I miss that, just sitting down. It was meditative to me to like solve problems, and like, yeah, they're like nerd alert. Yeah, I'm 100% nerd alert. What can you do? It's fun. It can be fun. How's that? Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it can be.
yeah, absolutely. So you talked a little bit about how all the modalities were all your favorites. Are there any? I know you mentioned Thai and Cranio as some of your favorites. Were there ones that maybe you're like, it was good information, but I don't really see myself using this too much in my practice? Or could you see yourself taking little pieces of everything?
I think I can totally see myself taking pieces from everything because everything's going to come in handy at one point or another. Like
Mm-hmm.
either if you're doing it on yourself or on the hubby or on one of your
Right.
clients, everything's going to come in handy. But as far as the continuing education courses are definitely the ones that I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there's any of them that I would say, maybe
Mm-hmm.
shiatsu towards the end. I think I had a very difficult time trying to separate the mentality of Thai with the
Uh-huh.
shiatsu just because of the differences in them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there were some things that there was a lot of similarities, but
Mm-hmm.
at first my brain was having a very difficult time processing the differences between the two.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't grasping the idea at first, but then once I got the hang of it, it got easier.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with the Thai. I like that one.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. And we get that feedback a lot, and we have upped our Thai game here at ASIS. So we used to have a shorter time for it. So I'm really glad we continue to get the feedback. The students are enjoying the amount of classes we have for it. Plus, there's so much more to learn, right? There's so hopefully we have no, not hopefully we do. We have some CE classes in the works. We just have to, all the putting things down and stuff. So we'll make sure that you get that list when
I
it
will be
comes
there.
out for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'm making sure that I go into all our classes here, our questions that I've had. Let's. I know I didn't put this on my questions for you, but let's talk about some of the fun stuff at school. Or was there was there fun stuff at school, and is it all business? And what's your experience with that? And maybe even the dynamic of making friends or just being in the classroom. Like what do you think about more the social aspect of school?
So it's fun if you make it fun. It's up to each
Mm-hmm.
individual. Don't sit in the corner and just kind of mind your own business and be all to yourself. Interact with everyone, make friends, because these are now your future massage therapy networking friends. Like you're just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
able to run into them in continuing education, at jobs, friends for life. I mean, it's fun to
Mm-hmm.
keep in touch with everyone.
Yeah.
When I started, because it was during the pandemic, I really didn't make much friends in the very beginning. But then once I was there, I was talking to everyone and
Mm-hmm.
loved everyone there. And I keep in touch with many of the students from the school, and I miss everyone. But I think it's fun if you make it fun. I mean, it's an
Mm-hmm.
awesome environment. Everyone
Yeah.
is amazing. You, the staff, everyone made it so much fun. Like the classes were interesting, kept us
Mm-hmm.
engaged, asked questions. The questions were answered, email, feedback, everything. It was just wonderful from the start.
Nice.
So I think that if you put your all and you're in it to just, just be the best massage therapist from ASIS, you can totally do it because you're going to get all the support from your
Yeah.
peers and from everyone there. But yeah, I mean, make it fun. We
Yeah.
did have fun, especially with the Olympics. We
Yes.
had a blast.
I was gonna say that was our segue. You are one of our elite competitors because you were repeat a competitor. Um, so that makes it a lot of fun. So again, a little backstory for anyone watching who doesn't know, we do have did an interview with Morgan, who is the spearhead of the Olympics. It was his brainchild, and he saw it to fruition. And so we chatted a little bit about it and played some fun videos and stuff. But because you were in the part-time program and it went over a course of a year, your program overlapped 2 Olympics. So we have to say you're one of our greatest athletes that we've had to come on board.
Nobody in my family would ever believe that. But okay.
But in terms of spirit and like trying to, I don't know, what's the congeniality word maybe, and just like being like all in, it's been wonderful. So I actually, if you don't mind, I want to play your interview for the last Olympics, for the pre-Olympics. It's because I just loved it so much. So let me share my screen here real quick. All right, let's see if I can get this. Let's make sure I share the audio because you can't miss this audio. It's the best. All right, let's see here. So hopefully this plays right.
So what do we have today? Monica.
Fun size.
So hello, Monica. This is not your. I love it. What? Your picture. Oh. what I have on my face. This is proof that I've trained, because last time I was in the Olympics and we won first place, fun size team, yay. So then I promised that Sasha, my dog, would train me. So she trained me for 1 minute, and here's the picture. I love it. She has her little whistle. She just trained Rocky, so you know why not. So I'm wearing this special tutu today, and I'm ready. Anything that you want to say to the fans? Actually, I'm here to support all my peers. I'm going to cheer for everyone. I'm a little bit in slow motion today, but I'm happy to be here. Well, we love it. Thank you so much for being here, and we're going to miss you because this is your last Olympics.
Aww.
Yes, I know. But I'll come back and visit. You better. Yes. Thank you, Miss Mom.
Oh, I just loved it. I love it, love it. Let me stop the screen here. So funny. And it just, I just love that video because it encapsulates in 1 minute, like all the things we love about you. And you're just so much fun and also serious at the same time, because you were just like, I am training for this and training hard for a minute. But still, and you supplied the tutus and the face mask things and everything for everyone. And we still got you to participate more than you planned on that day. So you're a true team player. And yeah, I have to thank Sasha for being a part of that for you today. So
here's the whistle.
Yeah, here's a little whistle.
Here's her whistle.
It's so fun. We'll have to bring you back to compete on maybe an alumni team we'll put together, and there's no stopping you guys if that's going to happen. So
that's right.
Yes, I have to show you something. So in your honor today, I had to say hi to Ralphie and have him say hello, because you always ask how he's doing. So I wanted him to see that. So, and for him to say hi to Sasha. So, well, no, you know, it's just, he just wants to pass along the message, so that's fine. But
thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, too funny. So, is there anything else that you'd like to share to classmates, future students, your family, anything like that? The academy?
Future students, take it seriously. Like, don't miss class, because it catches up with you. A little 3 hours here, a little 3 hours there, and then before you know it, you miss a whole entire week. And then you have to take your class. Regardless, you're going to have to make up the hours. So just invest the time on yourself. This is for you. So do that for yourself. I mean, if you miss because you're sick, I mean, I missed a couple of times because my body was not cooperating with me. I wanted to be there, but my body was like, it's not working well today. But I made up the time. And I think that, I mean, I was the oldest one in my group. I think I'm the oldest one at the school. But
I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about that. So
but I was there and I didn't miss, and I try to be at all the classes because I wanted to get all that information and not miss out, because then I would have to wait how many mods to be able to retake that, or it would just be too much. So make the best of it, be there, be on time, take your notes. I mean, if you can't take notes, I don't know, go home and record yourself about the things that you learned, or take a video of yourself doing a demo on someone at home. But that way you can retain all the information. Me, I have to have cards. I have to have my notes. I carried my little notebook all over the place. Once that one was full, I brought another one to school and I had a folder. And I mean, that's the best way that I learned. So do what works for you, but definitely give your 100% so that you don't fall behind, because it's easy to fall behind, and it's easy to just toss the towel like after vacation and be like, I don't want to go back. No,
right.
Stay.
Yeah.
Come on, stay until you complete it, because just take the challenge. Like, why not? Make it interesting, make it fun.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. It just goes your team spirit, which Jess has chimed in about the Olympics. You did not just support; you played pretty hard, and I have to agree. And that goes with everything that you do. We're always, the instructors are like, "Yep, Monica with her notes." We all know she's got. Anyone wants to know what we said? Ask Monica. I'm sure she wrote it down.
And I have drawings too.
Yeah, drawings. I love your. I could do a whole display of your stick figure drawings. I love them because they're just on point with what I can do. So like no. At the end of all of our live streams, I always ask a few questions of all of our guests because I like to find out a little bit fun stuff about you guys. So I wanted to ask you these, if that's okay. So if you could have any talent or superpower, what would you have?
I want to fly with my
You get that a lot.
I'd be flying everywhere.
Aw, that's so fun.
Gosh, you know what? I think that I'm always wanting to make people smile. I'm always wanting to see people like turn their day into just like a fabulous, spectacular day. I wish I could just fly and be like, oh, look, a person that needs a smile and just kind of make their day extra special. That would be fun. I don't think it'd be out of reach to not do right now. It's not like I need a superpower to do that. But the flying part would be cool. Like I'd have Sasha and we'd be flying all over the place. That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, matching capes or something. I love it.
Yeah, and tutus.
Yeah, and tutus. So, there we go. I love it. I love it. If you weren't in the massage field that you're joining now, what other career would you think that would be interesting for you to have?
I think I honestly have given that some thought, and I think that I am where I need to be. Years ago, and I think that I've always loved skincare. I mean, I started taking care of my skincare routine, my face and all that when I was 15. So I think that I waited too long to get my aesthetics license. I think that maybe if I was to go back in time, I would have done it much sooner. But I do think that I did what I'm in the career where I need to be right now at the right time, because for almost 24 years, I've been in dental assisting. And if I wasn't to do aesthetics or massage therapy, I would still stay with dental assisting like I am right now, because I love to see people smile. I love teeth. And so I think it's like the perfect job setting for me. And I also get to take care of them because it's not fun going to the dentist. Nobody wants to come and see us. Everybody hates me because I have to stab their little, like underneath their tongue and everything because I'm hurting them. I'm taking x-rays, but it doesn't matter how much I try to not hurt them. Those are so uncomfortable. And I try really, really hard, and I've accomplished a lot through the years, but I still get to take care of the patients. I still get to make sure that they're comfortable. If they need a neck pillow, are they okay? Do they need a pillow underneath their knees because we're, holding them back? So I think I'm exactly where I need to be. And once I'm able to just have something of my own so that I can focus, just part-time on my massage therapy and my aesthetics, I think everything falls into place exactly at the right time.
Yeah, I think so. It's all going to come together for you. I love it. If money and circumstances were not issues, where would you like to live most in the world?
Well, that was not a problem. I'd probably have a house here. I mean, I live here, but I'd like to own a house of my own here in Arizona. And I'd have a house in El Salvador. I'd live up in the mountains and just kind of travel, and maybe have a house in Houston so that I can see my best friend more often. But if money was not an issue, I'd be traveling all over the place with my superpower.
Yes, you got your flying skills, so that's all you need.
I can go anywhere.
And smiling all across the world. I love it.
Yes.
What is your most treasured possession?
I'm not attached to anything physical. Everything that I treasure is all my memories and all my encounters that I have with people. Sometimes not so great, but there's a lesson to be learned from that, and that's okay. But everything that I treasure is right here in my heart. And I think that I get to take that with me for the rest of my life. I do have sentimental value items from my parents and from family members that have passed, but I'm not attached to anything. Everything that I love and treasure is my family, my children, my husband, my family, like my friends. I treasure all that, but for sure, all the feelings and all the memories that I carry with me.
Well, it makes it easier to travel via flight. So you don't have to carry anything with you.
I don't have to carry any luggage or my tutu.
Yeah, exactly. What would you tell your 18-year-old self besides going to maybe aesthetic school a little earlier?
Oh my god. And massage school. I should have gone to massage school a lot earlier too and done the two at the same time. You have your whole entire life to be an adult. The rest of your life, from the moment you turn 18, that's it. You're an adult for the rest of your life. Don't rush it. The responsibility that comes with it, it's, yeah, you get to stay up late and you get to do all these amazing things because you're an adult. Yay. But then comes a huge responsibility, and there's no reason to rush it. You have the rest of your life to do it. So I would tell my 18-year-old self, take it one day at a time. Give your 100%. Enjoy your family the most that you can, because we're here today, but we don't know what tomorrow brings. And just enjoy life. You know, don't take everything so seriously. Like, just take the time to take a deep breath, relax, pamper yourself. Just take some time to nurture yourself and feed your soul and learn everything that you want to learn. It's just so much out there in the world. Make the best of it for yourself. This is your journey, and this is the way that you want to design it for you. So make the best of it. Invest in yourself. That's what's going to be rewarding for you, because you're feeding your soul, you're feeding yourself. So that's what I would tell myself. Be patient.
Yeah, it's good advice for all ages. I think I'm taking little mental notes right now. Yeah, right. We gotta take care of ourselves at all ages for sure. But yeah, stop working so hard. Yeah. So I love it. So I know you are going to be taking care of yourself with a little you time coming up very soon. So I'm really excited to hear all about that when you get back. And I really want to thank you so much for taking the time out today to chat. And hopefully, not hopefully, you're inspiring other people. We're going to make sure that our prospective students get access to this as well, and get some tips anytime anyone's struggling, and knowing that, you know, a year of your life, really, if you're doing what you want to do, it's really, it's worth it to make the changes in your life to make it happen. So, and you're living proof of that. And your sessions are amazing. Your clientele have all done great feedback on you, and repeat customers and everything. And so I can't wait to see what happens in the world of Monica on the table and beyond. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm very, very welcome. And I hope you have a great trip. Thanks again for joining. Everyone else, thanks for being here. I'll see everyone next week. We're going to have Miss Allison Denny from the Rebel Massage herself is going to be on the live stream next week. So look forward to that. We'll be same place, same time, 1:00 Arizona time on Facebook and YouTube. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.